Aloha, blessings, beautiful creations, humans, people, earthlings. So here again to bring some insight and to be present, to be with ourselves, to be with each other, to tune into yourself, to tune in wherever you are, to tune in. Do you enjoy your own company? How do you speak to yourself? What are the thoughts and the beliefs and the concepts that you have around you, around people, around things, around life, around all the aspects of our relationships and how we relate to everything, to anything, and the level of quality and consciousness that not only does it arise from, but that it is delivered and received to how others and how ourselves are feeling, what emotions are arising. Triggers being our friends, meaning something that is aspect that is brought up in an intensity because of they were undigested years prior in a similar circumstance or event or encounter, and where we can face it with ourselves to bring more wealth and riches and a prosperity within a connection, within a relationship, with whomever, wherever. Ultimately, it comes down with what they have to show us about ourselves and where we are. And to love where we are, exactly where we are, that you are accepted for who and what you are. And some can see deeper into us, into each other, into ourselves. How do you see yourself if you have no mirror? To loving all of those shadows, all of the dormants, all of the flaws, all of the faults, all of the wounds, all of everything. And all of the pleasures, all of the passions, all of the purposes, all of the visions, all of the innovations, all of the expressions. Just know you are good enough, you are enough, and you are accepted, and you are loved, and you are cherished right where you are. And it is still our job, your job, my duty, your duty, our duty, to step out of that, to rise. The alchemization of aspect when you write something on a piece of paper, you toss it into a fire and it becomes ashes and it floats away into the breeze, or the water when you heat it up and it becomes vapor that lifts up into the ethers from a more solid form of mass. The same thing with the rain. As it falls, it descends, cascades from the clouds to the earth, to our bodies, to our skins. Bob Marley has some wonderful quotes about awakening love, and another, however, mainly too about feeling, getting wet and feeling the rain, and how to be more present. We're all in this practice together, and it doesn't matter how far along we are, because everything is okay. And to give yourself permission within your expression and connection for pleasure. Cultivating heaven on earth with the choices that we make, the reconciliations, the forgiveness, from the resentments, from the perspectives and the perceptions, the attachments, the meanings one wants to grasp onto. Just let it like the breeze be carried away. Move your body, whatever needs to happen with aspects when energies, such densities are being discharged, which is occurring very rapidly and very profoundly at these space-time moments on Earth. Of course, this is a timeless reading or speaking or sharing or channeling, presentation of experience, perceiving, presence, being. So whether it resonates true for you at the moment, or it did, or it will, or it has. So, shall we have a little brief? We can go into a couple of things and we'll close. The emotional freedom technique, just to move emotions from the body and allow them to be alchemized as earth. Oh, thank goodness, thank you. Thank Goddess, thank God. Gaia, the compost and her abilities to the scraps and the things we can look at so many other angles. What an incredible spiritual woman here present, providing you this tool and insight, and wherever we are on our paths to love and enjoy, imagining much more gratitude and appreciation for each other in all aspects and all lights, our absence of them. So tapping here, we're going to do, it's like the karate chop. And so from here, it'll be above the eyebrows, or below, under the nose, chin, collarbone, rib cage, and the top of the head. Gently or not, because we also have the thymus gland to circulate and restore regulation within our energy meridians. So here we're just going to be a brief one, like, even though I am human, I am an emotional creature, and I am feeling these feelings, that is not who I am. I breathe into my being and release into the formlessness and go free. So even though maybe feeling as an emotional creature, emotional as a human, feeling these feelings, they are not who I am. I breathe into my being and I release into the formlessness and I go free. So even though I am human and an emotional creature, feeling these feelings, they are not who I am, and I release into the formlessness and I go free. So even though I am a human, emotional creature, feeling these feelings, they are not who I am, I breathe into my being and release into the formlessness and I go free. So even though I am human, emotional creature, feeling these feelings, they are not who I am, I breathe into my being, into the formlessness, and I go free. So even though I am human and I am feeling these feelings as an emotional creature, they are not who I am, I breathe into my being, I release into the formlessness, and I go free. Even though I am human, an emotional creature, I am feeling these feelings, they are not who I am, I release and I breathe into my being, release into the formlessness, and I go free. So even though I am feeling these feelings as a human, emotional creature, They are not who I am. I breathe into my being. I breathe into my being. And I release into the formlessness, and I go free. Even though I am feeling these feelings, they are not who I am. I release into the formlessness, and I go free. Even though I am feeling these feelings, they are not who I am. I release into the formlessness, and I go free. Even though I am feeling these feelings, whatever they may be, I breathe into my being, and I release into the formlessness, and I go free. Even though I am feeling these feelings, whatever they may be, they are not who I am. I breathe into my being, everything is all right, and I release into the formlessness, and I go free. Even though, yes, we are emotional creatures. We are magnificent, amazing, perfection and essence and miracles to be energy and spiritual beings in these incredible flesh avatars and physical humans. Whatever thoughts and ideas and beliefs and feelings that we are experiencing are not who we are. That we can release, we can breathe into our being, and we release into the formlessness and go free. So even though whatever feelings or ideas or beliefs, whatever patterns, whatever things we are feeling and experiencing are not who I am, is not who I am, is not who you are, we can release them. We can breathe into our being and release them into the formlessness and go free. So even though I'm a beautiful, amazing, incredible human, emotional creature, we are so far beyond that magnificence, mechanics, art and miracles, still flesh and human. That is not who we are. The awareness, the intent behind it, the awareness of all, the I am, isness, may be who I am. But we don't need to attach to it. We can embrace it and appreciate and value all of aspects of those that we encounter on any level. We can breathe into our being and release into the formlessness and go free. Release into the formlessness and go free. So let me know how you feel before the practice and after the practice, the treatment, integration. To just breathe, because the aspect is to feel liberation. The aspect is to feel more alive in your body, to feel more you, whatever that is, to feel more authentic and true self, whatever that comes to terms that you discover as we shed the layers of things that we are not, to know that at our core, and who we truly were and are from the beginning, source, before the sands of times and any concept that man made, or God, in a sense, made in the image of, as we descend, ascend, and these routes that we go up and down to be here now. Let me know how you feel, and that may benefit you to release and reduce, to manage our mental health, to manage our spiritual awakening, these stages, to manage, to feel more comfort and security and bliss or happiness, or, you know what, we're not always going to feel that. Admit it, yeah, we're going to feel a lot of times down in the dumps. We're going to feel into that mud, because that purification process, we're going to get muddy. We're going to get real muddy. So it's going to be like mud wrestling. Okay? And that's okay. To know that not everything is going to be pleasant, especially with people or aspects or expectations or intentions that we, are here designing to be the most absolute pleasurable, that there are going to be a few little aspects bumps in the road. We're going to have some of these processes to digest. Remember, can digest. Energetically, emotionally, spiritually, physically. This is a nice little tool to underneath here in the rib cage. And grounding. So naked feet in the dirt, in water, in the ocean, in the river, in the creek, in the sand. Absorbing those negative ions as we're our own positive ions. So negative and positive is neither good nor bad. Again, as Shakespeare says, it is only because we think it's so. But we need the aspect of both of them to balance each other out, as we are electromagnetic vessels, beings, and the magnetic poles that we have. As before I was understanding my gifts too in energy healing, that it was like it was like a dust magnet, to where there's unprocessed emotions, or there's unprocessed thoughts or ideas or whatnot, and people that are holding dormant, and this dormant stage within their energy body is very dark, like clouds in a sense, to allow those clouds to pass, or the fact that we'd pick them up and how to dust them off. To not isolate ourselves all the time. If you may relate to this service purpose work that you have here on earth, and being here to humanity, to our previous generation, honoring our ancestors with all due respects to the deceased, and that within we have to respect and honor, giving the next generation and our children the most glorious opportunity in these infinite possibilities as we can. So thank you for receiving us, me, this, and presence, and tool, technique, skill, and look it up and see where it benefits, and let me know if you would like more of my services. Check out Instagram, Alchemistic Empress, Tarot Shay. So, cheers.